What is up, Story of the Fight listeners? My name is Ramiro. That's my boy Will.
What up?
And welcome to Story of the Fight, where we talk all
Welcome
things mixed
back.
martial arts. Welcome back. Yeah, this is our second recording in one day. We recorded earlier today at, 3 in the morning Central?
Yeah, overnight. We just did a live stream overnight for the 165 event.
Yes.
So now we're going to do a recap of the main event.
Recap of the main event, which was Superlek versus Takeru. And what a main event it was. Holy smokes,
Yeah.
man. It lived up to the hype, right? You had sent me a few videos of Takeru, right? And I'm seeing this guy that just swangs and bangs, man.
Yeah.
Coming in there, reckless abandon, especially when he would get clipped, he would come back even harder. And I'm like, dude, I wonder if he's going to do that against Superlek.
Yeah, dangerous game to do that against Superlek, you know? And, I think, originally this was supposed to be Takeru's debut against Rod Tang. Rod Tang pulls out. Superlek steps in. Now the belt's on the line because Superlek's the champ. And it's like, ooh, it might not be as big of a fight, but it's definitely, in my opinion, is a better fight matchup wise.
Hey, props to Superlek, by the way.
Bro, Superlek coming in. I mean, this was 2 months notice, basically. Allegedly 2 months notice. And he comes in, the Muay Thai guy. He's got the kickboxing belt, but he's up against, a pound for pound top 3 kickboxer in the world in Takeru. And he comes out and just puts a clinic on, dude. Absolutely puts a clinic on. Like we said, if you weren't watching with us, he found the jab immediately. He found that outside leg kick immediately, and he just kept switching back and forth. He'd double up on the jab. He'd feint the jab, go low. He'd feint the low kick, go high with the jab. And then that set up the 2. In the first 2 rounds, it was just Takeru just getting chewed up, trying to make some type of ground,
Yeah. And, in the beginning, Takeru starts making a little bit of an adjustment. He starts trying to blitz in with some combos. And then Superlek starts leading with a step-in knee.
That was a
to
great
the midsection.
Yeah,
very good adjustment from Superlek, too. Yeah, he found that in the second round. And as we continued going, though, Takeru continued pressing and pressing and pressing and started extending his combos even longer.
Yeah.
So if he was missing on the second and third and fourth shot, he was landing that 5th and 6th sometimes, right? But then he also started going to the body.
Yeah, and that was another, you talk about adjustments. And you can see the damage on Takeru's thigh right here underneath the foot of Superlek.
Yeah, I'm so glad he was wearing those types of shorts because you could see the damage right away.
Yeah, and I don't know if you noticed it. Halfway through the fight, that whole panel, his shorts are like panels, right? They're like slits.
Yeah.
That panel is like half ripped off. Superlek just kicking him in the leg, dude. It's so gnarly.
What kind of material is that?
I know. But like you said, Superlek just very disciplined, straight punches. Because if you're Takeru, if you've seen him fight, sometimes he does come in with his hands down, and he wants to put you on the back foot so he can land these extended combinations, and he's willing to eat a couple. But if you're just throwing pistons right down the middle, that's going to stop him in his tracks. He has to reset. And Superlek was doing a good job of just stunning him with the jab, push kick, stunning him with the jab, leg kick, stunning him with the jab, knee to the body.
Oh, look at that picture.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out one, by the way.
Yeah, fantastic pictures.
Yeah.
But the third round, like you said, Takeru started going to the body a little bit. And look at that picture right on time, Rich. It was actually, there's no picture of it, but it was actually a liver kick from Takeru with the lead leg that stung him. And a few seconds later, he digs back to the body, and then he unloads this combination with Superlek up in the corner. I went back and counted it in slow-mo, and it's legitimately a 25 punch combination where Superlek, he kicks him to the body, Superlek kind of fades into the corner, then he digs to the body again, and then and it's not just left, right, left, right, left, right. It's like left, right, offbeat, right, left. Like he's mixed. It's so high level, dude. It looks like he's just brawling, but he's off tempo.
Point, Superlek has no option but to eat these shots, right? Because he's hurt to the body. His guard, because he started off the fight with the high guard, right? With the classic high guard.
Yeah.
And those hands had to come down, man. The elbows started having to cover the midsection a lot more. And so he's just eating this combo.
Well, if you go back, Rich, just 2 pictures. Yeah, so his hands are pretty much here for a 5-punch combination. And halfway through that combination, Takeru was like, I'm going to start going up to the head. And then he's just teeing off on the head. and Superlek is just still frozen. He said after the fight, he's like, I was frozen. My body was frozen. And he was just having to eat these shots, dude. Just
Would have
straight.
made a normal man just crumble, and Superlek's like, I'll just eat these shots to the head instead.
Yeah. And then comes back and then wins the next 2 rounds, in my opinion. It's insane.
Yeah, his
Part of
recovery
it,
was super impressive.
yeah, and call him super recovery instead of super Lek, huh? But in the fourth
It doesn't have
round,
the same ring to it.
not quite. But the kicking machine does, and it was on full display because I mean, in this picture, look at Takeru's thigh. It's,
Yep,
I mean, it looks like he's been hit with a baseball bat 20 times, which maybe would have felt better than getting kicked by
probably,
super like 20 times. But
probably.
after that, the fourth round, it seemed like maybe Takeru maybe blew his wad on that, trying to finish him there in that third round. But
Mm.
then coupled with that's when Superlek really started throwing the knee. He found the step in knee in the second round, but in the fourth, he was just slamming it into him
Yep.
constantly every time because Takeru was just walking through. At this point, I got to get the finish, and Superlek's just meeting him in the middle with a knee over and over, and that's got to zap that gas tank too. Um, but just crazy adjustments for Superlek to not only recover, but then win the next 2 rounds. The fifth round, when we watched it live, I actually thought Takeru took that round, but when I rewatched it today, I give it back to Superlek.
Superlek.
But it was close. The fifth round
Interesting.
was close. It was just watching it live, it looked like Superlek was just exhausted, dog tired, and was just clinching the whole round. But I think he was landing the more damaging blows with those knees to the body. I mean, those were nasty, dude. Nasty knees to the body. So I ended up giving it back to him. But what a
Okay.
fantastic fight, dude.
Hey, and impressed with both of their chins. Holy
Yeah,
smokes. They
dude.
both ate some massive shots. Super impressed with Takeru coming in. His first fight and won, right?
Yeah.
And one,
Against the
they've
champ.
got another star. One's got another
Yeah,
star. You
100%.
got Superlek, you got Rodtang, you got Stamp Fairtex,
Yeah.
you got
Yeah,
Takeru.
Takeru.
Like these stars continue piling up over there. I'm kind of
Yeah.
sad that we didn't see Sage Northcutt, in
Yeah,
in
that
the
kind of
card
sucked.
because he's somebody that continues building. But after this main event, I was like, who cares?
Doesn't even matter.
They could have put
That's
anybody
like
else up before that.
there was there was some rocky stuff kind of throughout the pay-per-view, some things they were like, I don't know about that. And then all of that kind of just goes away because that's how good this fight was. Like it's like doesn't even matter the lead up to it. And you know, it's one of those things where, a lot of times there's these matchups that get made that are like, this is the best at this is the best at this. They're going to show down. We're going to find out who the actual best is. And then it's kind of a dud. That
Yeah.
just doesn't happen with Superlek. It just
No,
doesn't
no, no. I
happen
mean,
with
even
them.
when you got Superlek versus Rodtang,
That's
right? You're
exactly my
like, what's
point.
gonna
Yeah.
happen? And they just go at it. And now again, Takeru.
Yeah. There's no, oh, my belt's on the line. I'm not a pound for pound ranked kickboxer. Takeru's pound for pound number 3. I got to defend my belt, play it safe. No, he goes out there and jabs his face off and tries to kick his leg off. Like, I mean, he went
And
for it.
that was super impressive, by the way, man. Again, he sets the jab first round. Then
Yeah,
he starts
immediately.
doubling up on the jab. Then he starts tripling up on the jab.
Yeah.
And everything's coming off the jab there, the first, second round. It was just beautiful. Like,
And
just,
the feints, dude, like the feints were getting Takeru to bite on him most of the time, especially
oh,
in the
yeah.
first 2 rounds. And part of that is because the jab was serious. He had established the fact that, hey, this jab is something you do have to pay attention to because I am throwing it with intent. And then now I start feinting, and the feints are working more because the jab was just working. So you have to take it
Yeah.
seriously, even though it's a feint. I mean, just so good, so
Yeah.
good.
Sometimes you'll watch fighters and they do a really good job of feigning, but there's nothing that comes after it so
Yeah,
often that the feint's completely ineffective, right?
yeah.
In
You're like,
this
I don't have to
case,
worry about this feint.
Superlek did such an amazing job of following up
Hmm.
after the jab with something else. So even when he would just tap with the jab and feint a right, Takeru's reactions were huge up against the corner
Yeah,
sometimes, right? But just masterpiece by Superlek.
yeah. I mean, and like we talked about before, if you're Takeru, you have to smother him. You do not want to be in kicking range against Superlek, especially when you have these crazy combinations with your hands. You have to get in close, and especially because it's not a Muay Thai fight, Superlek can't use his elbows. So like you should be in the pocket. That's where you should be most effective if you're Takeru. But being able to stop him, because the whole fight is Takeru walking him down, and just to stop him with the jab, throw the leg kick, and then scoot out, and now he's back in kicking range. Or throw the jab, feint the jab, go the teep, kick him backwards. He takes 3 steps back. Now you're back in kicking range. You can circle out. Like, it was just masterful distance management. Like, he was just so good. Superlek is so good. Look at him.
Fantastic. Shout out to one yet again, man, for putting on another amazing main event. And now, like, I'm just thinking, what other matchups do we have for Takeru?
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, he's
probably gonna have to take some time off, though.
Yeah, this is a picture of his leg after the fight. That's only going to get worse, by the way. As time in the next couple hours, it's going to get even worse.
That's rough.
Luckily, it was in Japan. He doesn't have to fly anywhere. They always say if you had a bad leg kick fight and then you have to fly home, the flight itself had so much pressure to your leg that it's just like miserable. At least he's already in Japan, because that'd be tough.
Glass half full, you know?
Yeah, glass half full. Yeah, I don't know. Superlek, I don't know what's next for him. People are saying they want to see him fight Haggerty. I don't know. Haggerty's fighting in a month, 2 weeks or something like that. Chatri's saying the Rodtang rematch will always be there. They will fight again. And then he's also saying for Takeru, the Rodtang fight's still available for Takeru as well. Like, this doesn't, he just lost the title
fights,
fight.
Dude, right there.
Doesn't matter, you know?
Yeah, that is amazing. Maybe we just throw Sexy Yama at Superlek. You know, who cares, dude? Just throw everything out the window.
45 pounds.
Just throw everything out the window, dude.
In 45 years.
Yeah. That's perfect. All right, man. Well, hey, fun main event. Also, in case anybody missed it, we did a fight companion. Where, I mean, by the time that it was over, we had 100,000 views in there. A lot of folks joined us live, a lot of chatting going on, which made the event that much more fun. You know, so thank you everybody that joined. You know,
and if you for sure, if you didn't watch it, those are kind of fun to go back and like queue up the fight and then have the alternate commentary, and you time both of them so you can rewatch it with some reactions that are different than the commentary reactions and stuff. So you go back and watch that for fun. There's timestamps on it. You can see our reactions to how crazy that third round was.
Yeah. All right, man. Stuff. Did you have anything else on the fight?
No, but sign me up anytime any of these guys are involved with any kind of fight.
100%. Take my money. Take my money. All right. Hey, by the way, in case you were wondering, this short clip right here, still produced by Richard Bustos. There we go. Thanks, everybody.